So what happened to you? Hmm. What is this? David. Jimmy was.
Good morning.
Morning, Jeff.
How are you?
Well, we have about 9 inches of snow.
Andy. The snow has started
No, we have 9 inches.
already. Wow.
How's your doggy doing?
She's doing very well. She almost too well because let me fix this, because she's doing too much. When I take him out back, I mean, I don't let her go out on her own, but she still, if she thinks she sees or smells or hears an animal, she'll go darting towards it, and she's not supposed to be moving fast.
Aha.
So there's like last night, whether she uses 3 legs or 4 legs, either way, it's not good because she shouldn't be trying to do that much maneuvering and running on 3 legs because it puts too much on the good back leg.
Yeah.
And her surgical leg is definitely not ready for that kind of maneuvering and pressure yet.
Yeah.
So hard unless I take her out there on a leash every single time. which isn't really good either because then it's not really giving her a chance to exercise and use the legs. So it's overall she's doing well, very well actually. I
Yeah.
just have to keep her from doing too much is really the bottom line.
Yeah.
So
Maybe you do have to do a leash for a while.
I probably should. Yeah. Oh, there's Bill. Hey, Bill.
Why?
Well, we have
Yep.
a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I have to fiddle around here.
Okay.
How long is it supposed to keep snowing there, David?
I think for another couple hours.
Oh, okay. That's good. For some reason, I thought it was starting later today. I don't know why.
Oh, it started last night.
Oh, okay.
So
Hmm.
good thing we have Zoom or Bill wouldn't be here.
Yeah, very good thing. It looks like he's live now. You live now, Bill.
I
Hey,
think
I
I'm
saw you.
live.
I saw
Okay.
your other email about uh, who's coming.
Rick Barrett.
Rick, thank you. I just kept thinking Stephen Watson for some reason. I saw his picture this morning. I had him stuck on my mind. All right, Rick Barrett is coming. But when is World Tai Chi Day? Because you mentioned that also.
It's the last Saturday in April.
Last of April. Oh, okay. So I do need to have a Connecticut trip as soon as I can, as soon as Bambi allows me to, and I can have somebody stay here with them. So maybe I'll aim for that weekend.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I'd like that very much because I could see a lot of people too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were pretty much in person last year. Not as many people, of course,
Right.
but I think there'll be even more this year.
Yeah, it should be.
Um, yeah, it's a fun day.
This is Saturday, right? Last
Yeah.
Saturday of April? Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. And how are you this morning, Bill?
I'm okay. We have a new guy doing our driveway, and he left quite a bit of reconstruction out there. So,
Whoops.
he dug down a few times too many. We have a gravel driveway, so
So do we.
Ouch.
Yeah.
yeah.
That hurts.
Ah,
But,
well.
so we'll fix it.
Yep. Pain in the ass, though.
Yeah. And the back and the butt.
Yeah.
Yes, in the back too. Well,
Well,
unfortunately, or fortunately, I can't do that stuff anymore. So I have somebody else coming to do it. So.
Yeah, well, that's what went on here. We've been through the last 3 years a succession of people who either didn't show up or showed up and did a half-assed job. So,
Uh, yeah, it's hard sometimes to find somebody to
oh,
do
it's ridiculous. You know,
a good. They just want to grab a little money and hurry through.
yes.
especially when you guys are like out further away from main roads and everything, people want to kind of stay where they can get as many jobs done in a day as
Well,
they can without having to travel a half hour to get there.
well, the ironic thing is that we are on a main road,
Yeah.
right on a main
Yeah.
road. But I've had, like probably a dozen non-callbacks and stuff like that. No, I mean they're just not. I don't know why they wouldn't be interested, but they don't
Huh.
appear to be. So
Yeah.
Huh. It's bizarre.
Oh well, joys of home ownership in the Northeast.
Well, which brings me to one quick point I have to mention today, anyways, because I may get called away briefly during our class. But
Yeah.
I have a new pool guy coming out today to take care of our pool. Uh, I've had another guy for 3.5 years. It's just long story, but I have to get a new guy, and I don't know when he's coming today. I did ask him to call me a half hour before he's coming, but
Uh-huh.
it may be in the next hour at some point. So I may have to break away for 5 or 10 minutes just to kind of get him started.
Yeah. Okay. One of those things.
One of those things. Yeah, this is why I moved to Florida, really, to avoid the snow and the winter blizzards and all of that. But wherever you go, when you own a home, you have costs. So
Yep.
we got to pay a pool guy every month and stuff like that. So
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So, questions, concerns, successes, failures?
all of the above. Yes. My question is, can we go into more detail on the arm and hand movement through the three kicks, and in particular the big last one as we're going around? I have no idea where the arms are supposed to be.
Sure.
And also the rotation through that big last one. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be continuous all, pretty much all the way through the kick, and then more of it into single whip. But I'm very cloudy on that. So if we can just go through the details on that whole little section that we just did, that would be good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do my best.
All right. Yeah.
Bill?
I mean, it's ironing out the wrinkles on these last few moves. Yes, anything will help.
Where did the last few moves start for you?
Oh, I think with just the sequence through subdued tigers and through the last the heel kick.
Yep.
Yep.
That's always the section that's a little difficult.
Right.
Okay. So I'd actually like you guys to just do the standing work today and let me take a look at how you're doing.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, sit down. Can you see my legs and arms enough, David?
Well, I'm looking at Bill at the moment, so
Just trying to position my camera.
I'm seeing you, yeah, from upper chest down through the knees.
Okay. Is that the best range for you to see?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Good. So, couple of things. Remember that we always want as much as possible to get the elbows to angle downward or point downward. So, for instance, I noticed in Xiang Heaven, in this case, particularly Bill, a tendency to be here
Okay,
instead of here with the angle of the elbows.
okay,
So that's involved with letting the shoulders relax, and relax is also what I want to say to you, Jeff. Uh, I,
Fingers.
I felt like I wanted to say what Yang Cheng Fu said to his class: "Relax, I'm not about to beat you."
Yeah.
Uh, um, and that's tough. I mean, I understand you're really focusing on trying to do it right, uh,
Right.
and to find all these various elements that we're working with in here. Um, Also, again, for you, Bill, one thing to think about is that we are not working in this particular practice with the central channel. We are really only working with the side channel in the torso.
okay.
And so what that means, particularly for you, was I noticed a tendency, for instance, um, as you were going from one posture to the other, to come into the middle and then go out into the posture. So we're either working right in front of the sideline or in a particular position, but none of them are in the middle.
Okay, I understand. That's probably borrowed from gods. So,
So you want to remember that God's is indeed where we begin to work with the central channel, but we
yep, yep.
before that. So keep trying to work on being aware of the circularity, the really um, the you want to globalize your movements. You want everything to be very round. So, for instance, I saw a tendency in some of the positions to 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 pump instead of to get that circularity. I mean, everything's making circles, making curves, making spheres. Um, so try not to let the movements get straightened. We're not pumping. Um, we're we're hopefully opening and closing. That's probably enough to think about in there on that.
David, when you were watching, did you notice any particular of the 8 postures where I was not I was not in the correct plane when I was rotating my arms and hands?
Um,
Did any stick out in that regard? Because I'm still a little unclear on 1 or 2 of them, so I'm not,
yeah, I was going to say there was something towards the end. Um, do you know which ones you're unclear about?
uh, Dewey, I'm unclear on. Um, that whole movement lake is a little bit,
Yep.
I'm not quite sure on that one for sure.
That wasn't the one that I was thinking about, but that's all right. Let me come a little closer to the
Yeah.
camera. Um, so, notice where my elbows are in relation to the hands. hands.
Okay.
And the hands, the position there, the initial position, your focus, and indeed at some point we need to talk about the organic focus in this practice too. But you want the hands to start at just below your sternum, so at the position of the middle dantian, not the heart, which is slightly higher. So you have to really try to find that. And don't make the circles of the um, hands and arms too big in this one in particular, because if you get too big, you're going to lose the plane of movement that you want. So here, you're just making a small circle, a small sphere,
Okay.
and the hands and arms are just moving along the line in front of the left and right channels. So, and it's so in terms of size, really try to avoid getting into a big movement. It can be very small.
Right.
It doesn't have to be large. It just has to be specific.
Yeah, that's much better.
Are there others that either of you have a question about?
Um,
No, not really. I've been just playing around by myself here, and what you said about staying on the side channel certainly is an issue right now. So
Yeah. Um, I think, Jeff, the one I was thinking about was Gun Mountain,
okay.
which is one of the more difficult ones. So just to be clear, I'm going to stay close to the camera here. The arms start out on a 45-degree angle going out from the body
Right.
forward. So you're in roughly this kind of a position. And the circle is going to go along the plane of that angle. So if I turn 45 degrees here, that the plane of the movement is going right along that 45-degree angle. So you're coming in and out, and it's just and again, I think one of the things to really be clear about is not to try to make the movements too big. Because I think that can lead to distortion of what we're trying to accomplish.
Right. Okay.
Any other that you had a question about at the moment?
No, I think that's good for today. Those are two that give me more clarity right there.
Okay. So let's go to um, maybe I'll just start at high pat. Um, and maybe I should do this once facing the camera,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
which might at least give you a reference that you can look at. So if we've gotten into high pat, we're gonna, and again, high pat is a raised posture, not too high, but it is a posture that has extended up some. So you're rotating right and sinking back to your base level. And one of the things that's happening here is you're rotating that sphere that you were holding on the diagonal in front of you. And the hands are starting to form the fists, soft fists. And you step, you're using that turn and sink to place the foot, and then you begin to rotate left. And as you do, you are closing those fists so that just as you come to your bow stance, the fists come into that soft fist that you can see through, if you hold it up, so you're not clenching real hard. And the bottom fist is towards the lower palm, towards the lower dantian. The upper one is that at the middle of that middle dantian, facing downward. And then as you shift forward, what happens is that the hands unfold and the elbows drop. So again, they're on the sidelines, but it's that movement from here. This is just unfolding to this point. And then the right leg is going to make that slight circle kick out and in, and then the right hand is going to hit in the same direction. And it's, as we talked about, that's in that kind of 1-2 sense, in that you have kick, strike, and you come back in, and then you turn left in order to extend the right foot forward. And the hands begin to turn and begin to form the opposite fists. And you rotate left and then right and come into the mirror image. Now you have left hand lower, right hand upper. You shift forward and unfold, kick, strike, and immediately come in and step back. And you have to step around and back. And then rotate and shift, turning on the right heel until you place that right foot for your kick with heel to the opposite side. And you ideally continue right into the kick, boom, and come back in and immediately step forward and rotate and shift forward into your single whip. And remembering that you're not turning the body completely forward, it's on a slight angle here.
All right. On the first two kicks, they are also driven, obviously the third one is driven by a big rotation, but the first two are driven by small rotations, right?
Yep.
First one to the right, the second one rotating slightly to the left.
Well, it's not, they are circular movements. So you're kicking, when you're doing the right, you're kicking this way, the dantian is going that way.
Right.
So it's going right and then left to come back in.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's circular. It's not
Okay.
just in one direction.
Okay. That's good that you clarified that. I wasn't thinking in that term. And that's the same on both sides for those first two kicks.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just mirror image.
Mirror image. Okay. You're recording today, right? Because that
I
was
am indeed.
that was very good, and I want to be able to go back to that.
Yep.
And break it down.
The hand strikes, David, are they equal?
The hand movement?
Um,
You mean, are these equal?
yes.
No, they're not.
Okay.
Ideally, and I have to admit that I'm not sure I demonstrate that as well as I would like to. Let me put it that way. So um, when you do the kick, it's followed by the strike forward, and this is further out than this is.
Okay.
This does go back a little, but it's mostly up, more up than down, and it is simply, for one thing, it's reminding us that whenever energy goes forward, there is energy going back,
Okay.
and helps us to balance ideally. Um, so,
Okay.
did that answer that, Bill?
It did.
Okay.
I got one more related question. On the third kick on the big turnaround, can you do that once more, but focusing on what the arms and hands specifically are
Oh,
doing?
yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't do that, did I?
I'm not sure. I didn't catch it if you did, because I must have been focusing on something else, but I'd like to see that again.
Yeah. So we've done the kick, strike, and immediately you are going to stay balanced, ideally on that right leg,
Yeah,
and step around. Remember, we're going to step way back and around,
right.
and the hands and arms come back into that hold the ball position in the middle as you turn. And
But
then
you're not actually just holding the hands on the whole rotation, are you? On the whole body?
Mhm.
well, actually, no. The hands and arms are doing what we call condensing at that point, and we haven't really talked about that yet.
I mean, it's sort of like,
It's a twisting in.
right, that's what I'm trying to say is I feel like I should be doing that, but I haven't been doing that, and I'm just wondering to what degree it's done and when it
It's
stops and starts
well,
going back out again.
it's very small. This is the woo style.
Right, right.
So if I bring my hands up here where you can see them,
Yeah,
um, that movement is really just this.
okay,
So twisting in,
right,
condensing it. It's almost like you're compressing a ball,
right.
um, but instead of just pushing together, there is a twist to it. It's twisting in
Yep,
before you twist out into the kick.
okay. And so you're doing that small rotational condensing, twisting in until you rotate and kick.
Yep.
Okay. Because I've basically just been holding the arms on the rotation, and I know that isn't correct. So I wanted to know
Yeah.
what is correct.
And
So
David, the
yeah.
fingers are pointed toward each other during that, throughout the entire turn.
Yeah, I think you could say that.
Okay.
Um, what I'm trying to do that movement sideways so you can see that, but it's just in here. Um,
It feels like it's kind of condensing between the Lagong points when I do it that way.
yep.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I was seeing you do it the way I thought you were.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's. I'm not going to get into condensing at the moment, but I will later on.
All right.
That's
Okay.
another whole energetic piece.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's helpful.
Other points along the way there. No. Okay. So why don't we do this together a couple of times?
Yeah, that'd be good.
And then maybe I can watch you do it and see how you're doing. So if you can start at high pat and remember about elbows down and turning right, sinking down, beginning to form the fist, step and rotate and shift forward, subdue tiger. Shift forward and unfold, kick, strike, step with the right, turning left, rotate and shift to subdue tiger, shift onto the right and unfold, kick, strike, step back, and you're bending in, and it's very subtly twisting in, and then it continues to twist in as you rotate that right leg on the heel to the position you need for your kick. And then right, continuing to rotate into kick with heel. And here, the arms go with the kick. So you come around here and you kick, sorry, not a good one. Step and rotate and shift to single whip. And so one of the things there is, if you go back to the kick, that you kick with heel, and when you come back, you're rotating right to come back into that center position. And then that allows you to be able to rotate left to place the foot and continue subtly rotating left as you go into single whip.
So after the kick, we rotate right a little bit to draw, and we draw the foot actually all the way back in before we set it back out for single whip.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So go back to high pat. So rotating, sinking down, forming the fist step, and subdue tiger. Unfold, kick, strike, step, subdue tiger, shift in and unfold, kick, strike, step around, twist in, turn on the right heel, kick with heel, step, and rotate to single whip. Questions?
So in the first two, when we're then twisting and rotating out with our arms, directionally, I'm going to overdo this just so you can see my
Okay,
question. Directionally, we're
hold on
rotating.
hold on a moment. Let me get you where I can see you. Go.
Okay, so from here, I'm going to over rotate, but this is the direction we're rotating, right?
Yeah, that upper fist should face down. Upper fist should face down. Yes.
Should face down. I
Yep.
think that's where I'm having trouble, is rotating and ending up so it faces down.
And drop the elbow. Aha! Look at your shoulders go down when you did that.
Yeah, yeah. Can you do it once? Can you do that, just that little part once, the rotating and these? I think that's my poor guy. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll work with Bill. You win, Bill. Do you have questions?
No, not really.
Well, try it then.
From High Pat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
putting the hands backwards on that.
So, what I'm seeing is more movement than you need to make. So
I'm sorry.
you're making more movement than you need to make, which is
Okay,
making it more difficult than it needs to be.
well, that's just like me.
um, so let me switch over to me and see if I can explain what I'm talking about here.
Okay.
Uh, do I have you pinned? Yes, my pin. So notice that in high pat, the right hand is high, and when you rotate and step and come into subdued tiger, the left hand is high. So
Yes.
you reverse hand, and notice that my elbow is pointing downward a little. I can't, of course, really get it down, but I don't have it up either. So let it drop as much as it reasonably can there. And then when you shift forward, simply drop the elbows and open the hands. You're doing a movement going sort of like that,
Yes.
um, which is not what you want to do, because part of what you're doing with that movement, if we think about this martially, is you're kind of decide what somebody's trying to do something with their hands. You can choose whatever you like, but this is coming into the middle, and then you're distracting with the kick and taking them off balance, and then just strike. Um, and that's difficult. I understand. I'm still um, getting it, so I'm really comfortable with it. Sometimes it goes smooth, sometimes it doesn't. So if you start at high pat, this is just circling. Everything's centered in front of the body. Circling, and notice that my fists are right in the middle. You have kind of a tendency to go across the center line.
Okay.
Both hands are on the center line. And then as you shift forward, they just, I'm calling this unfolding because it's just a simple movement. It's just this,
Okay.
um, which is twisting, in this case, a twisting outward, which is giving you the space so that you can kick and strike. And the difficult part, of course, here is that when you get to this and you do kick, strike, and you want to immediately step forward with the right foot. So turning left to put the right foot forward, which allows you to rotate and fold the hands in subdued tiger right.
Okay.
and then unfold, kick, strike, blah, blah, blah. That's a
Yes,
very,
obviously, I am not going immediately because I'm thinking, okay, am I going right, left? Which foot is moving? So it is not natural yet.
well, one of the nice things about this is that a lot of it is single foot weighted. So your next foot is got to be the other one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm overthinking it as usual. So
Well, we all do when we begin. You're not alone. You want to try it again? So pause a minute. Think of that position as holding a ball between your palms.
yeah,
So the two palms are literally facing each other.
yeah.
Okay, good.
And this is where I've been pulling in too much.
Yeah, that's better. Um, so remember that you want to make the kick first and then strike.
Yeah.
Uh, and also, and I'm seeing, I hadn't realized before, when you go to do the strike, okay, let me, quiet dog.
Yeah, every time the dog barks, Jeff's screen comes up.
Yeah. Um, so what I hadn't realized is that when you get to here
Yes,
and you do the kick, these arms just go out. They are rotating. The body is turning a little. The arms are rotating as they go out, but you're going down
yeah,
and up and
yeah,
out.
yeah.
And
I'm
it's
going in
just
there.
strike.
Okay.
So again, you're adding movement you don't need.
Yeah, well, that may have something to do with why it's so contorted.
Yeah. Well, it will contribute to that, I guess. Yes.
Something you wanted to say in there?
Well, you instead of just dropping the elbows and opening the palms, you made that circle again,
Okay,
going down. You don't have to go down. Aha, good.
okay. Yeah, no, I can feel myself going like that.
Yeah. Well, I
So
that's
that's gonna have
concern
to be
about
redone.
balance is
Yeah,
throwing.
yeah, I'm gonna have to relearn that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you feel like you understand
Yes, I do.
what
Yeah,
you need to do there? Good.
yes.
That's much better. The beginning part is beginning to get better. That's good. Ah, just fold up. Don't circle. Yep. So it's kick strike.
Yeah.
It's not kick and strike. Better?
Better, yeah, not entirely so, but
That's it. It's at first it feels really awkward to
yeah.
do that. Good. Better? Uh-huh.
I'm doing the other one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah. I feel more comfortable after the subdued tiger.
Good. Good. Yeah, if you can let go of that trying to circle up with the arms and just let them, I mean, they are curving. This is not, when I say unfolding, this is not lacking twisting or
Oh, yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
curving movement. But it's just in, bam. Yeah. Yep. Good. Okay. Let me focus on Jeff, who's back here.
Okay.
I think. I think Jeff is back.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. So you've got your hands backwards. Is that the first?
First one, starting from high pat.
Yeah. So you rotate and bring the left hand on top, the right hand to the bottom. Yeah, and if when you go into that, you that turn to the right brings them to almost the same level,
Okay.
and then after you step and rotate left, that folds them into their final position.
Uh-huh.
Start at high pat. Step. Good. Good. Yeah, that's doing pretty well, Jeff. That's coming.
It's in the first two kicks, the rotation of the arms as I'm turning into it still doesn't feel right. So let me try that again. And you tell me, just focus on that part in
Uh huh.
particular. Um,
Uh huh.
so they're turning this way, is that correct?
So just yeah.
This,
So um, pause at the end. Do that and pause at the end of it
okay.
and face me. Okay. Your right hand should be in front of your lower dantian. And your left hand should be in front of your middle dantian, which is at the not at heart level, but at the base of your sternum, just like it is in the standing work. The dantian does not move around a lot. Good. And you got your hands into the middle this time instead of crossing each other.
Right, okay. So then,
So don't rotate when you shift forward.
don't rotate, so just shift initially?
Yeah, and so as you're doing that, that's your the arms are rotating a little bit. The twisting there is relatively small, but they're opening.
Well, if I'm not rotating yet, what's moving the arms?
Your intention and your energy.
Okay. As long as you're all right with that, I'm all right with it.
Well,
Then I
okay.
rotate, right?
So your hands are going to the wrong position. Your arms are going to the wrong position there.
Okay.
Um, so look at me for a moment.
Yep.
So you've gone into subdued tiger.
Left hand on top for this one. This is the first one.
You're right. It is the first
Right.
one. Notice that as my arms come in, they're coming onto the sidelines.
Oh, okay.
They're not coming out here.
I see. All right.
So, Jeff, as I was saying to Bill, think here that what's happened is that you're getting your hands and arms inside somebody, and what you're doing is beginning to spread them
Yep.
so that you are able kick and strike.
Okay. All right. That's helpful.
Good. Nah, your arm's too wide. So you have to think of really dropping the elbows in that movement. And so they're not coming into your sides.
Right.
They're forward. So you're in that and yep, that's
Okay.
better.
Okay.
Pull your right elbow in a little bit. Yeah. Let them come in. Relax your shoulder.
Okay.
Yep. Good.
And then from there, kick, strike, step.
So you've got to turn left to make that step. To drive the foot out.
So as I draw in, I drive the foot out.
Aha. Yes.
All right. And then rotate.
And again the hands slowly form their fists all the way through that.
Okay. Then hands in that same position.
Yep.
Kick, strike, step around. Rotate right.
Yeah, that's coming.
All right. Yeah, that gives
Actually,
me a lot more specifics that I didn't have before.
good. That's what this is about.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Bill, do you have other questions?
No, I've got plenty to work on.
So let's do a flow.
Okay.
Um, and I'll talk through it. So let yourself just relax into this position. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Be aware of Bai Hui opening to the universe. And breathe. Feel your longevity breathing moving through your entire body. And begin Taiji. Spiral down into the right, then step, rotate and shift to Peng, keep rotating to Ji, follow, focus, and turn right. Turn on the left heel, lower a little step, Peng, Ji, Ryu, touch, on. Step with the left, rotate onto it, turning on the right heel, rotate and shift fully right, reset, single whip, shift onto the left, rotate and touch, step back and pull down. Then draw in and shift to embrace. Continue on to the left. Rotate in, step to the corner, shoulder. White goose spreads its wings. Follow. Focus. Step back, arms separating, then passing down and under. Rotate right, sink back to your base level. Form the ball and wave hands like clouds. Left heel, right toe, heel, circle the ball. Keep rotating, step. Turn left heel straight, right toe, right heel out, in, and step. Coming back, turning in, rotate and shift out, reset, single whip, shift forward, touch, step, and lift hand. Sit back and turn on the left heel. High pat the horse. Rotate right, sinking, step with the left. Rotate and shift to subdue tiger. Shift forward, kick and strike, Turn left to step and subdue tighter. Shift forward, kick and strike, and step way around with the left. Turn on the right heel and kick with the left heel and step and rotate and shift to single whip. Questions?
No,
I filled you up, Bill.
I'm sorry?
I filled you up.
Oh, I did it perfectly, so.
Good for you. That's wonderful. Somehow I'm not sure I believe you, but anything else for you, Jeff?
no. Lots of new info to work on this week.
Good. We will get past this point eventually.
I'm sure this is just there's so much going on. I mean, this is it's almost like three postures in one. So there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
So it's I know I've got to feel comfortable enough with it that I'm not just wondering what I'm doing at any stage.
Yeah.
This is a difficult chunk.
Yeah.
And these 5 postures, if you think about it, that's a whole sixth of the form.
Hmm.
So it's a big piece.
Yeah.
And the most difficult part of the but part of the most difficult parts. There's 1 or 2 more before we get to the end. Good. So thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
David.
Good luck with your snow, Bill,
And you.
and your pool, Jack.
Yeah. Thank you. Hopefully it'll be proceeding well. It's tough to find somebody to take care of the pool at a reasonable price. So
Yeah, I'll bet.
yeah, and you got to maintain it because it's a valuable asset when I sell the house. I got to keep it in good shape.
Yeah,
So
that's
more than I can do properly. So
yep.
all right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
See you next week.
Have
See
a
you
good
guys
week.
next week. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
See you online tomorrow, Bill.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Will do. Yeah.